Here's the top shelf. These are corn tortillas, gluten-free, and I'm looking on the back, um, and you can see that they don't have any saturated fat. Is that gonna focus? There we go. That they don't have any saturated fat or trans fats, and they're very low in fat overall. So you could bake these into chips. You could use them for tacos, whatever you want to do. These are
We're here in it's the aisle right over one from the wines in the back of the store next to dairy. If you're trying really hard to get off of soda, these LaCroix are good. They're carbonated, but they don't have added sugar. They don't have added junk in them. So if you're dealing with a soda addiction and trying to kick soda, maybe try replacing it. Fridge, we have almond milks. These are all fine. Me personally, I would get one with reduced sugar or unsweetened, but if you're just switching and you need to have one that's sweetened, that's totally fine. You've got all of these are nut milk. Silk, almond milk, those are a great value brand right there. All of these are plant-based milks, cashew, almond. There's more, soy milk. Here with the creamers, if you need creamer in your coffee, there's a Silk almond milk creamer right there. $1.98. Here in the yogurt, over here in the yogurt, we've got, it's right up here in Stonyfield Farm, we have So Delicious and Silk. Both of these are dairy-free yogurts. You've got strawberry banana, you have quite a few flavors here. They're all individual servings. They do not, at this store, have it in a quart yet, but hopefully it'll be soon.
So here's Peter Pan peanut butter. I think that's what I grew up eating. And they're very proud. They have a little star here, no high fructose corn syrup. So that sounds healthy, right? Well, actually, the first ingredient is roasted peanuts, and the second ingredient is sugar. The third ingredient is hydrogenated vegetable oils. So remember when we talked about trans fats? So that's not anything close to peanut butter. That is peanut flavored Crisco. So you really don't want that one. Now this one, Earth Balance, I told you that we like the Earth Balance vegan margarine. This one you would think it's non-GMO, that sounds good. Gluten-free, of course, because there's no wheat in peanut butter. And natural peanut butter with flaxseed, that sounds good. The first ingredient is peanuts, then flaxseed, then agave syrup, which is another code for high fructose. It's not corn syrup, it's agave syrup, but it's very high fructose. Agave is 90% fructose, which I would say is pretty high fructose. And then peanut oil, and then palm fruit oil. And remember, palm fruit oil is a saturated fat, and you really don't want saturated fat in your diet. And then here's one more, natural Jif. Same problem the other ones had. Second ingredient is sugar, then palm oil, saturated fat, and then it has salt, and then it has molasses. It probably has the molasses to try to darken it up a little bit and make it look brown, since it's mostly Crisco. All right, so this one is my favorite of the peanut butters. It's called Smucker's Natural, and I'll read you the ingredients. Peanuts and salt. A little bit of salt, not a ton of salt. Only 90 milligrams in a serving, so that's not bad. That's on the top. You're probably noticing that the healthiest foods are usually way up on the top or way down on the bottom, and everything at eye level is usually not health. And here's one more interesting product in the peanut butter section. It's called PB2. It's powdered peanut butter, and we use this for smoothies. It's basically peanut butter, but without the fat part, if that makes sense. And you mix it up with water, and it makes peanut butter. Now, I wouldn't say that it's good enough to put on a peanut butter sandwich, but to put a scoop of it in your smoothie to give your smoothie a peanut butter taste and not have all the extra fat that's actually in peanut butter, it's great for that. So it's just a dried peanut and then ground up. Okay, this is the honey section. Now, honey isn't technically vegan because some bees do die in the honey production process. However, worker honeybees die every 6 weeks anyway, whether they're making honey for us or they're making honey for themselves. And also, if it wasn't for beekeepers and honey making and honey production in the US, we wouldn't even have honeybees anymore. So we personally don't have a problem with honey. But it is important, if you're going to buy honey, you need to look for the kind that says 100% pure on the label. By law, if it says 100% pure, it has to be real honey. And this was amazing. I can't believe this is here. Sugar-free imitation honey. It's fake sugar. It's, no calorie sweeteners, maltitol syrup, natural and artificial flavor, and then saccharin and malic acid. Good. Fake honey. Don't buy that. They actually even have some raw honey. These ones that say organic, these ones down here, these ones here are raw honey. Raw honey is definitely the way to go when you're buying honey. If you have that option, get raw honey because it has not been heated in the production process, which means that a lot of the beneficial things that are in honey are still alive and active. So especially if you're taking honey for allergies or that kind of thing, you want a raw honey produced as close to your home as possible so it has the pollens that are in your area. But even if you're not taking it for allergy reasons, raw honey is definitely the most healthful and purest and most of a whole food honey that there is.
Right here in the mayo, it's down on the bottom. Just mayo, vegan, dairy, gluten-free, egg-free, non-GMO, vegan mayo. In the vinegar section, we've got all these kind of vinegars. These ones are organic and they have with the mother. See right there on the label? That means that the part that's fermented it into vinegar, which has got all your healthy pre and probiotics, is right there still with it. It hasn't been filtered out. So you can see there's also Walmart's brand, and it says with the mother. If you are lazy like me and don't like to wash your cookie pans, or you need something that's non-stick for cookies or any like baked good biscuits or whatever, parchment paper. Parchment paper is your friend. Foil sticks, but parchment paper does not stick. So this is over here on aisle 22, and my best friend. Every time I'm using a cookie sheet, I'm using parchment paper. In the bean section, you really just want to look for something that's no salt added, and you should still rinse it just to be sure. But something like this, you want to read the label because this is chili beans, no salt added. But if you look back here at the ingredients, it contains milk, eggs, wheat, and soy. So if you look down here, Bush's chili beans is the same product technically, but this one is this one doesn't have any bad ingredients. So you just got to read label. Bush's baked beans, if you get the vegetarian flavor, right here, this blue one, then that is absolutely fine. Kids love it over rice. On the top shelf, roasted garlic sauce. This is my personal favorite tomato sauce. And again, I'm looking at the fat, make sure it has low fat, and I'm looking at the ingredients to make sure that there's no surprise ingredients. This one's a really good one, and it's pretty cheap.
All right, so we are in the baking row at Walmart. A couple things that I wanted to point out here in the baking row. Baking powder, you want to use Rumford, it's aluminum free. The other ones generally have aluminum, which you just don't want aluminum in your food. It's been connected to Alzheimer's, stays in your brain, not a good thing. So use Rumford, the red can. Also, we've got this whole section here, which is their health and superfoods. You can get flax seeds here, whole flaxseed. Remember, you want to get it whole rather than pre-ground at the store because you don't know how long ago this was ground. And once you break that seed open, the oils inside are exposed to the air. They start to go rancid. So if this was real fresh and we knew that and it had been kept in a refrigerator, then maybe this would be okay. But you want to get the whole flaxseed and grind it yourself and keep it in your freezer at home. You know, grind a bunch, keep it in the freezer, and use it that way. Make flax eggs or to put in your drinks, whatever. You can also get chia seed here. This is nutritional yeast. That's the cheesy flavor. You put it on popcorn, you make fake cheese with it. They finally have it here. A couple of gluten-free options that they have. There's a couple mixes that I wanted to point out. This one is a vegetarian Jiffy corn mix, so it does not have lard in it. This one says vegetarian in the green on the top of the Jiffy mix, and it says you're supposed to add an egg and 1/3 of a cup of milk. It also works if you do 1/3 of a cup of plant milk, and you can do a flax egg. You could also do half a banana. Use that instead of an egg with a little bit of plant milk and make a good cornbread out of that. Let's see. There is a Bisquick Heart Smart is also vegan. It doesn't have any bad fats in it. You add your own fats if you're going to, but remember you don't really need to add fat or eggs to pancakes, and pancakes work fine. Waffles are a little trickier, but you can certainly make pancakes with this mix. But again, it is white flour, so it's not healthy in that way, but it is vegan. And then they do have a gluten-free one. This one, whole wheat, it's a nice product, but unfortunately it has buttermilk in it. But if you're a vegetarian and you don't mind eating the buttermilk, I would say this one is healthier, certainly, than the Bisquick version.
Right.
So there's not a lot great here to eat on the snack aisle, but there's a few things I thought I would show you. You can get mixed nuts, unsalted, from Planters. They're usually hidden down on the bottom. And the same with dry roasted peanuts. You can get those unsalted. So if you're concerned about your sodium, these would be pretty healthy snacks. Also, we have down here, they have some almonds with no salt, and one of these pistachios also has no salt. There's some sunflower seeds, so there's some decent snacks. And this is a good one to point out to everybody. This is popcorn, but it's non-GMO, which is important. You don't want to be eating GMO. So that's not too bad.
On aisle 14, we have these unsweetened applesauce here. So this would also be a great convenience food. You could spoon yourself individual portions of that. Normally they do have it in the individual little cup, but they're sold out right now. But unsweetened applesauce, good stuff. It's also a great binder to use as an egg substitute and things like this. Here in the canned fruit, if you look, you do have to look, but there's things like this, sliced pears with no sugar added. Again, is this maybe not a super health food? It would be better to eat the pear whole, but if you're looking for convenience or things you can keep in your desk, eat at work, etc., look for something like this. They have several different things. You just have to look. You want to look for it being in juice and not in syrup, and no sugar added.
So we're here in the cereal aisle, and there's not a lot of great news in the cereal aisle. But what you're looking for is something that is whole grain, whatever it is. So like Cheerios, whole grain oats. If we look in the ingredients, the first ingredient is whole grain oats. Sugar isn't till the third ingredient. It is fairly low fat. It does have some fiber. It's not real high in fiber, but it is low sugar. So that's what we're looking for: is low sugar, whole grain, whatever the grain is. And if it is whole grain, it will be a little higher in fiber. You want it lower in fat. Just as an aside, Cheerios in the yellow box are GMO free. The knockoff on all the Cheerios, some of them obviously are just sugar bombs, but this one isn't too bad. Some of the other Cheerios aren't bad. The Walmart brand of Cheerios, unlike some of these other cereals, the Walmart brand of Cheerios is not as healthy a cereal as the Cheerios are. Grape nuts are a pretty good option. The grape nut flakes aren't too bad either. And the Walmart grape nuts, crunchy nuggets, are just as good as grape nuts, both in taste and in nutrition. The shredded wheats aren't too bad, and most of the Kashi cereals and most of the Goleans are pretty good. They are pricier, but if you look at the label, they are whole grain, either wheat, corn, oats, whatever the predominant grain is. That's the first ingredient, and it is low in sugar, high in fiber, and that's what we're going for. But obviously, the most healthy breakfast cereal that there is oatmeal. It's the most nutritious and one of the most inexpensive breakfasts that there is. The old-fashioned oats, you can also get the steel-cut oats, and quick oats are really just old-fashioned ones that are ground up a little bit, which you can do yourself in the food processor. And then you don't have to really cook them, you can just put hot water with them. These are ready in 5 minutes, and obviously whole grain, no extra salt, no extra sugar, no extra fat, anything. So this is really your best bet in the whole cereal aisle. Most of these instant ones have got a lot of sugar and sodium added to them. So you can just get the plain and then add whatever you want. Add fresh fruit, add walnuts, add flax seeds, and make it a delicious breakfast without all the sugar and salt added.
In aisle 10, on the top shelf here, they have quinoa, lots of different kinds of quinoa. They also have some quick mixes. Just make sure you check your ingredients. They also have individual servings of rice, and this would be another great convenience food. This is a really small portion. This one would be about my size. These ones, this is just so little, but convenience food. There's all kinds of rice options, so just make sure you read the ingredients.
In the frozen rows, there's not a whole lot to recommend, but of course you do have frozen vegetables and frozen fruits, which often are even more nutritious than what you can buy fresh in the produce, because they've been picked when they were ripe and frozen right away, so they're not being shipped 2 weeks to the grocery store. So you're not picking a green tomato, gassing it, and shipping it to a grocery store. They're frozen when they were ripe. So these are very convenient to have in your freezer. You can make a lot of different meals with them. Just get frozen vegetables. All right, so right across from the ice cream is the frozen fruits, and most of them are no sugar added. Berries, of course, are all the berries. Blueberries, strawberries are some of the healthiest foods that you can eat. They're a superfood. You can get mixtures of different types of berries, and these are great for smoothies. You can put thawed raspberries and blueberries on salads. Is a nice sweet treat on your salad. So this is an awesome place. Very convenient. Keep them in the freezer. Just pull out a handful when you need them.
You guys, in the frozen food section, this is aisle 3. On aisle 3, there are frozen waffles here. We're kind of right here next to buttermilk pancakes and all this kind of stuff. These Kashi are all vegan, and some of them are gluten-free. We've got 2 here that are gluten-free. These ones are really good. These ones are also vegan. They just aren't whole grain, or they aren't as good. But this is another great option. Here in the popsicle area, there are these fruit bars. They've got no sugar added, and they're made with, they're mostly pretty good. Whoa. What I'm looking for is on the back here, they've got relatively low sugar. Like just this one that's made with real fruit, it does have sugar added, and so it's got 17 grams of sugar. And so this one's got much less, so that's something to look for. In the frozen potato section, we've got the hash browns, shredded, great value hash browns, and the ingredients on them is just potatoes, and then it's got a little bit of a preservative.
but it doesn't have any added fat, so it's not coated in oil. But you could use this with steamed vegetables. Just heat this up with steamed vegetables, and that make a delicious, very quick, easy dinner. We also have in the frozen section this is a sugar snap pea stir fry. This is just your frozen mix. That'd be a really quick dinner. This is steamed from rice. Here's a deluxe stir fry and a broccoli stir fry. So even if you don't like some of the things in some of them, these are all pretty cheap. Again, right here in the frozen section.
So here we are at tea, and tea is one of the healthiest drinks you can drink. Here is the passion tea that I use to make the pink tea at my house. The Celestial seasonings have lots of different flavors. I can use the raspberry zinger to make this apple. It's just this and apple juice, half and half. Green tea is one of the best drinks, health-wise, that you can drink. It also has chemicals in it that help you feel more satiated and lose weight. I don't use caffeine. There's some pros and cons for that, but I just choose not to use caffeine. So I'm looking for a decaf tea when I get tea. And the Salada brand actually decaffeinates with water, and some of the others decaffeinate with chemicals. And so some of those chemicals will be left in the tea leaves. But Salada is a clean company. It is a healthier decaf tea. And then there's coffee. Coffee isn't a bad choice. I've read a lot of research that says coffee is great for you, and then just a little bit that says it's not good for you. So if you like coffee, you're just going to have to figure that one out on your own. I don't know. So this is the most exciting part of the store that we're in now, and because you can and should be eating just about all of this. I'm always a little skeptical about these bagged apples that are sliced in here, and like these ones are okay till May 10th, and it's May the 4th tonight. And why don't they turn brown? I don't know. That worries me a little bit. Something's got to be on those, but in a pinch, that would be a good snack. Juices are a huge sugar slug to your system. If you have coronary heart disease or diabetes, you do not want to be drinking bottled juices like that. The problem is they got the sugar, but they don't have the fiber, and the fiber actually slows down the digestion, and so when you drink these, your blood sugar rises very quickly, and that's not good for inflammation in your body. So I don't really recommend that people drink much juice. Here's the tofu, Jeff. We only have got 2 flavors tonight. Both of them are good. This one's organic. Extra firm is great for recipes. I prefer the tofu at Trader Joe's just because it's more inexpensive, but I've also used this in a pinch. So we also have guacamole here and some sliced vegetables. So when we're thinking about convenience in the produce aisle, this is where we start to get convenient. All these vegetables are already washed, they're already cut up. Keep them in the refrigerator, add a handful to a meal. Very quick, very easy. Even have herbs that are already cut up. Very simple. Easy to add those to meals. Salads in a bag. Again, you just open it and you've got dinner.